Giants beat the Panthers 25-3. This was as unwatchable an NFL game as it can get.
I live in New York. I did not watch it.
I live in Carolina, and I had it on as far away from my face as possible. I was watching the Titans and the Chiefs play, and that was a blowout too. Matt Rule said after the game that Sam Darnold will be the starter going forward. Sam Darnold said, "I'm in a slump."
You should be fired for saying something like that.
I feel you. I'm in a slump. Were you? If that's I'm not in a slump. I'm
How can you commit Sam Darnold?
Oh, listen, if you say you're in a slump, yeah. But
Brinson, whose slump is worse, yours or Darnold?
Sam's is worse.
I think Sam's is worse too.
Sam scored 3 points against the Giants. That's real bad.
Yes, that's bad.
And within 30 minutes of this game ending, our good friend, great friend of the show, Joe Person, had reported.
Where did Joe Person go to college?
I believe William and Mary.
You know it. Go ahead.
He reported that league sources and club sources within the Panthers were telling him that the Panthers are revving up to make a run at Deshaun Watson.
There it is.
And this is, and like, I'm not source guessing on Joe. Joe just knows the Panthers in and out, and he will have the information on this. But I'm telling you from what I know, dating back to the offseason, and what I've said a billion times with this podcast, David Tepper is not patient. And when he sees something he wants to get it. He tried to get in on Matthew Stafford. He tried to get in on Carson Wentz. He tried to get in on Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. You know, two of those guys got traded. Stafford would not entertain the idea of going to Carolina, as Chris Mortensen reported. We talked about previously. They were in on Watson big, and then the sexual assault civil lawsuits broke. I think there's a chance that David Tepper will be willing to take the PR hit if he can go get Deshaun Watson now, because I think he may be worried he won't be able to get him in the offseason if this stuff is cleared up. Is that insane to think that?
No, you're not wrong that David Tepper is not one to suffer losing. He's made a lot of money taking risks, and this feels like another risk. And by the way, fun fact, Breech, Joe Person, as we mentioned, went to William Mary, where I went to school. I think he was a senior as a freshman. David Tepper has his name on the business school at Carnegie Mellon, where I was in graduate school.
That fact wasn't that fun.
I used to go there and steal newspapers every day.
I did know that fact, actually. Darnold, 3-0 in his first 3 games. They were against the Jets,
Saints,
Texans, and Saints.
What was the second game?
The Saints. Remember they blew out the Saints, and we're like the
Panthers. Well, you know what's funny is you have to think that, so you have Tepper who wants Deshaun Watson. Then all this stuff happens, and he's like, I'm sure Rule said, let's just give this Darnold thing a try. They start off 3-0, and Rule's like, see, I told you, I knew we'd be good with Sam Darnold, and now the wheels have just fallen off the wagon. You've lost 4 in a row. Darnold is seeing ghosts again when we thought he had busted Ghostbusters, gotten rid of those ghosts, and he has not, because he's just has no idea what he's doing out there right now. He just looks lost. And so it does feel like Tepper's just going to go down to Rule and be like, look, I don't know if the Texans are going to accept our offer. We're making a trade, so get it done.
I will say, this is I'm not like reporting this per se, but I was told this today by someone. I don't know how to say this properly. Someone who is a family connection to the Darnolds, that they believe that after Christian McCaffrey's injury, the team basically was like, we're toast, which checks out. Like this is the split.
Didn't they get
hurt on Thursday night against the Texans? I realized that the teams were bad before, but this is the split.
Didn't they give a second-round pick for Sam Darnold?
It's like 2nd, 4th, and a 6th, I think, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you can make all the excuses you want, but if
no, I'm not making excuses for him.
Not you. Whoever. Like, he shouldn't be playing this poorly is my point.
No, he should be playing better. The offensive line stinks. The receivers were better today, but Sam's been playing awful. But I mean, this team is night and day from when Christian McCaffrey was healthy and when and since he's been hurt. We probably should give the Giants a run here. Anyway, I think the Panthers will. That's right. Yeah, I'm just passing along what I hear. I hear lots of things. I don't always say them. The Giants. I don't put too much stock in. Look, good for you for putting up 25, but this game was 5-3 late in the third quarter.
Oh my God, it was a baseball game for the longest time. It was so I took the Panthers at -3 or whatever, and for the longest time, I'm staring at the scroll. It's 5-3. That
and
said,
also, the Giants only got to 25 because the Panthers went for it on 4th and 16 from their own 19-yard line. They had zero chance of getting it. They didn't get it. And then obviously now the Giants only need 19 yards to score a touchdown. They do. And that is how it got the 25-3. So this score, the Giants did not blow the Panthers were horrible, but it's not like the Giants were great in this game either.
So here's a sad fact. 11 first downs for the Panthers versus 21. But the Panthers had as many penalties, 7, as they did punts. I mean, nothing went right for this team. They averaged 2.8 yards per.
Yeah, they're bad.
Per play on offense.
Yeah, they're bad on offense. Good. Their defense is good. It just can't hold up.
2 of 15 on 3rd down.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Is that good?
I think people should, and by people I mean David Tepper. Anybody in the front office, fans should be at least asking questions about Matt Rule and Joe Brady too. Like they kind of get a free pass, and Joe Brady's offense can't collapse just because Christian McCaffrey's not there.
I love that Brinson's ready to run Joe Brady and Matt Rule out of town. But
Remember 4 weeks ago when Brinson was talking about Joe Brady replacing Zach Taylor in Cincinnati?
Kyle Shanahan has a lifetime contract no matter what happens.
Hey, look, I got my Zach Taylor Coach of the Year bet in.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that Braves World Series and Zach Taylor, we're feeling good. So anyway, this game stunk.
Yeah,
the Darnold stuff. I mean, the Darnold Watson stuff is definitely something to watch. But I will say this really quickly: if you're the Panthers, I don't see how you can take this roster and add in the unknown of Deshaun Watson's status with the league, and add in how Sam Darnold's played, and trade a bunch of picks, including you can't trade this year's pick to go get Deshaun Watson if you don't know for 100% that he can play, because this pick.
No, here's what you do. You trade for him on November 2nd, and you say to the league, I'm going to start him next week, knowing good and well you're not. They will accelerate the punishment of 8-game suspension or 16, whatever it is, and you just start the clock.
But my point is you don't want to give away a top 10 pick or top 5 pick.
Why not? I mean, you got Derek Brown with the top 5 pick. He's a good player.
I think it was
he's
7, but yeah.
He's not a game-changing player. You get Deshaun Watson, he's a game changer. That's my point. I love Derek Brown. Yeah, you trade it. And look, I'm not dealing with the bad things that Deshaun Watson may have done. I'm saying if you're David Tepper trying to do the math in your head.
So you're David Tepper and you've already put these alleged bad things aside.
You compartmentalize it and you said, okay, trade him now. I'm going to announce it I'm going to make an announcement. I'm starting him next week. You're not going to start him. In the NFL, Roger Goodell will be like, all right, we got to suspend him for however many games. And then you just start the clock and you understand that.
That's real good look. It would be a really good look for David Tepper if I don't know if you know this. He replaced Jerry Richardson.
I know. It's not great.
No, optics are not ideal. I think the NFL would probably frown upon it, but anyway.